Hey YouTube, this is Robonuts1 here, and I'm here to give you a non-spoiler review for Guardians of the Galaxy. It was very funny, and it's a very, very fun film. However, there are problems in the film. Like, don't be expecting Don't be expecting a Winter Soldier movie, because you're not going to find that in Guardians of the Galaxy. But instead what you are going to find is a very, very fun film. So the story is about 5 band of outlaws who are forced to band together to fight off Ronan the Accuser, who has stolen a very important item and is trying to end a war going on between the Xandar people and the Kree Empire. The 80s music really worked in this film. The 80s film just really made this film fun and very enjoyable. And I kind of liked that, because normally I have problems with the Marvel humor, because sometimes it tends to dominate the film. However, in this film it kind of worked, and the humor is utilized in the with the music to create up a very fun film, and I kind of liked the movie for that. Chris Pratt as Star-Lord does a very good job in this movie, and I love his costume. Chris Pratt's costume in this film is arguably one of the best costumes in this film. And yeah, he was just a really good character. And you could relate to him. He's basically the human eyes in this film. And I also liked his backstory. His backstory is Bendis' 1.5 issue that he did for Marvel Now. It worked for this film. Gamora. Gamora was an awesome character. I really liked her. And I liked the fact that in this movie, they gave more of an explanation about who she's meant to be. Because, for those of you who watched my review for Guardians of the Galaxy, which I will leave a link to somewhere after this video, I never really got who she was supposed to be. I know she was related to Thanos in some way, but I didn't know any of her backstory, and I really appreciated the film giving that backstory, giving sort of a hint about who she's meant to be. However, one of the problems with her character is she becomes too much of a love interest. And she doesn't really become a character. She's still an interesting character, don't get me wrong. It's just she becomes too much of a love interest. And I don't think she needed to be, because in the comics she's not a love interest. And I don't think you needed that in this movie. Now we come to Drax, the Destroyer. Drax is a good character, but he fades too much into the background. He's arguably one of the least interesting. He's not really a very interesting character. Obviously he has ties to the main villain, and he sort of has ties to Thanos. He's just a meh character. Rocket Rakoon. He was arguably one of the most fantastic characters in this movie. Every time he was on screen, other than Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Rocket Rakoon and Star-Lord really play the humour in this movie. And it's why Rocket Rakoon actually was one of my most favourite characters in this movie. Sort of tying in with Star-Lord. But, yeah. He was just really funny and really cool. And I was also impressed with the CGI of the character. You could really see the fur on his around him. Groot was very, very similar to Drax. Vin Diesel is an okay actor, and I don't think he got to do very much in this film. And he, again, like Drax, faded into the background quite a lot in this film. And that, to me, was a bit of a problem. Ronan the Accuser. Ronan the Accuser was a very, very cool villain. But he is not the villain we want to see. Because, yes, Thanos does appear, which might be a bit of a spoiler, but yes, Thanos does appear in this film. Ronan the Accuser does a very good job as the villain, but I really wanted to see Thanos. Because, as I say, Ronan the Accuser is not the villain that we truly want to see. We really want to see Thanos in action. However, Ronan the Accuser does a very good job at being the precursor to that character. And we actually saw some of the destructive qualities that Thanos is going to have, possibly, in Avengers 3. We also have Nebula, played by Amy Pond from Doctor Who. She does a very good job, considering that this is her, second movie acting gig? The other being Oculus. Yeah, she did a very, very good job in this movie. I was very impressed. The Nova Corps do appear in this film, but they don't play a major role. Now the secret endings. The secret endings, are not imperative to watch. You aren't going to see an Avengers trailer. You aren't going to see Thanos or another huge villain. I would still watch the secret endings, because there's a really, really obscure Marvel character that, there's a very, very obscure Marvel character who's, pretty fun to watch, and it should be interesting to see where Marvel goes with that. where Marvel Studios goes with that. So, in summary, this film is good, but not Winter Soldier good. Personally, I enjoyed the film. A part of me wants to go see it again, to be perfectly honest. So that's my review done.